I gotta go up higher still. Son of a gun. Stop. Loop. I gotta take that star in the middle. Go straight up. That should do it. Okay. Stop. And let's go back to stop, and let's go back to 30 seconds. Loop. 30 seconds. Okay. This is going to be 30 seconds. Erase. Exposure. Exposure 30 seconds. Okay, now I've got to raise the black to about 30. Let's do 30 to 150. Let's see. Let me erase that. Histo. Histo 30 to 150. Okay, and let me start the stacking process. Okay. Oh, I should have done before I do that. Let me stop. Let me do a white balance because we're down more in the light pollution. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then I can raise the black point even more. 45. Okay. Okay, let's start the stack. Okay. This is 45 to 150. Histo. Erase. Histo. Histo 45 to 150. Okay. Well, I didn't take a dark that's this long, so obviously my darks are not matching. It's not looking bad now. The altitude right now for this is 38 degrees at azimuth 171. Let me see if that puts it inside the neighbor's tree. It's pretty darn close to the neighbor's tree. Yeah, I'm doing an average stack of 5. I'm applying a 6-second dark to a 30-second exposure. So not quite optimum as far as the dark. let's see, let me zoom into, okay, it is 100%. If I had a proper dark, that would be a lot better. The scope is a native f8. I have the universe focal reducer without the 10 millimeter spacer, so I'm guessing it's around f4.2, maybe, somewhere around there. If you look at, if I zoom out, you can see there's some vignetting in the corner. Okay, there's Mike. Who else is in there? Okay. But that's not a bad view at all. That's probably the best I've ever seen the Helix. What happens if I, all the other adjustments for color balance and all are at defaults, but I'm going to push the gamma from 1. I'm going to go to 1.2. And let's see what it does over time. It should average in over time and get a little bit darker. Yep, I'm still got the Motor L booster in. Next one, I'm going to go back in reverse order. The next one will be, oh, let me grab a picture of this too. Snap. So 07 is the Helix with the Otter L booster. Yes, it does. Let's see. Okay, so let me go to Helix. 007 is the Otter. Okay. I'm trying to keep tabs on my notes. Yes, I have to say this is probably the best that I've ever seen the Helix. You're seeing a little subtle clouds inside the hole. It has a little small cloud up in here. That you can see. Yeah, the gamma going from 1 to 1.2 as it averages, it gets a little bit darker and darker. So, but if you look at the histogram is also now starting to clip a little bit because raising the gamma shifts the histogram to the left. So now I'm clipping a little bit. So I'm going to leave the image up, and now I'm going to go and put back in the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. Start going in reverse order again. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Where did I put the case for it? There it is. Okay. Okay. Put this filter away. That's in there. That's there. That's there. Okay. Okay. So now the Orion filter. Coming up. Okay. Filters on. Okay. Let's stop the stacking. Okay. And let's go to the live. Whoa, okay, it didn't like that. Let me try a shorter exposure. Okay, wait, let me make sure I'm not hitting the tree. Let me shine a light out there and see if I'm hitting the neighbor's tree. That would really be a bummer if I am. Yep, that's the top of the green tree. Son of a gun. Darn big water oak that's just to the south. Son of a gun. So let's just stop. Satellite coming in from the left. I went to 20 seconds. Let's see what happens. I think the tree is going to kill us. Boy. Okay, so now let's see. Let me do a white balance. Let's do a white balance. White balance. Okay, white balance. 20 seconds. What am I, 20 seconds right now? 20 seconds. And let's do some stacking. Let's see what happens. I did not refocus. So let's erase 20 seconds. Exposure 20 seconds. And the histogram is 45 to 100. Let me see, maybe I could raise the gamma a little bit more. I'm going to go to 1.4. Okay, gamma 1.4. Let's see what happens. I did not refocus, so yep, I'm back at the Orion now. Let's see. Let me put the title in. Gamma 1.4. GAMA 1.4. And this is the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. Okay. The first image of the helix was done with the botter. Let me show you this. This was that's the botter filter right there. That's the botter. And this is live now with the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. Evening, Rich. So let me let this run a little bit, but 008 will be with the Orion filter. For those that just joined the show, we started off this evening with no filter and the dumbbell. And then I added a 35-year-old Daystar 300 Nebula filter. Then I went to the Lumicon Deep Sky filter. Yeah, that Daystar 300 filter was the very first light pollution filter that was produced. Del Woods back when he owned Daystar. 5, this image was the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. And 6, this is the Botter L Booster UHCS filter. Then we moved over to the Helix. This is the Helix again with the Botter filter. And now currently we're on with the Orion. I think I may be either partially in the neighbor's oak tree or skimming right across the top of the oak tree. It's not the best of conditions. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, this is probably the best views of the Helix I've ever had. And I did not refocus when I changed from this where I did focus to the live view. When I changed filters, I did not refocus. Okay, Jeff. So I guess now we can go back to the Lumicon Deep Sky filter to see what it does. I'm going to leave up this image. Wait. Wait. 8. Where's 8? Oh, I gotta take an image. Okay, let me snapshot an image of this. Okay. Snap. Okay, 8 is the current view with the Orion Skyglow filter. And now I'm going to go back to the Lumicon Deep Sky filter. Okay. Back with the Orion Deep Sky. Okay. Stop the stacking. And go back to live. Oh, that doesn't like that at all. Yeah, the moon's starting to rise too. I forgot about that. Boy, that is terrible. Color balance. Oh, I didn't like that. Let's see. Okay. Let me change the exposure. It doesn't like the 30-second exposure. 20, let's try 15. Let me loop 15. Again, the tree may be starting to something is not quite right. You know, look at that tree again. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're the moon is up supposedly. time is it now? It's 8:52. The moon doesn't rise here until 9:46. So, Rich, the moon is not an issue yet. Yeah, this is not looking very good here. I got to get away from the yeah, Orion's 20 degrees below the horizon. It's not up yet. Let me sort by nebula. Little dumbbell, ring, dumbbell, crab. Crab's not up yet. Where's the iris? I know Rusty the other night was looking at the iris. No, not the Iris Nebula. IRIS. No. What is the Iris? 7023? NGC. Okay. Let's see where it is. Action menu, interactive atlas. $30, $40.
Telescope slewing to target.
I'm going for something else.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to try the Iris Nebula. Okay, pen just fell on the floor somewhere. Okay. Well, there is the iris. Bingo. I'm going to go back to 1.2 at the gamma. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's 1.2. Let me see what else I have. Histogram is 45 to 150. Yep, that's the same. Exposure is change that to 20 seconds. Let's say stop. Moving 20 seconds. That's 20 seconds. What else? Star field average deck sharpness 50, and let's start the live stack. And this is which filter? This is the deep sky filter. MallinCam deep sky filter. Okay. Let me put the title in. Yep. We're now with the MallinCam Deep Sky. MallinCam Deep Sky Premium Filter. So I'm going to go back to 1.4 with the gamma. Yeah, let me go back to 1.4. You guessed right. Gamma 1.4. It helps, Dewey, that the focus point is pretty close. So I don't have to do a lot of taking out and retweaking focus and whatever. I want to make this a little bit darker. I'm gonna move the histogram over and maybe clip a little data. Let me go to 55. So I'm clipping a little data. 55 to 150. Okay. Again, I think that's the best I've seen the iris. Oh, 09, and that's going to be with the MallinCam. I'm going to clip it a little bit more. I'm going to go up to 60. So I'm almost halfway up the histogram curve. So let me change that now. 60 to 150. I like that one bright part of the nebulosity near the center. A little piece that kind of runs through here. God, I really can't wait to get the 17.5s out here. Jeff, I showed Rock the pictures of the blimp at the hockey match. he thought he was impressed. What's the name of the team? I'm not in, there's no such thing as ice down here, so it's sabers. Okay, I saw the two cross sabers. Okay. And it's like, what's ice? It comes out of our ice makers in our freezers. Well, let me change to the back to the Orion Sky Glow. Oh wait, I gotta take an image of this. Hold on. Number 9. Take an image. Snap. Number 9. There it is. Okay. So let me change to the Orion Sky Glow filter. Okay, filter going on. Okay, let's stop the stacking. Okay. That much helium, huh? At least they don't use hydrogen anymore. Remember the Hindenburg. Okay. Okay, let's see. Now let's do a white balance while we have a new filter in. So color balance, white balance. Okay. $100, and I won't be able to go to 60 yet. $20. What's the exposure? 20 seconds. Let me go to a little bit longer second. Let me go stop. Let me go to 30. I'll go to 30 seconds. Yes, there is. Okay, so I'm going to go to 30 seconds. 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to have these videos to post. So right now my exposure time is 30 seconds. And what else? I have exposure 30. Gamma's at 1.4. The histogram, I'm going to push the histogram now back to 40 to 150. Histogram 40 to 150. Clip, clip, clip. -150. Okay. Okay. And now let me start the average stacking. No, but I guess I could try that next. Okay, so this is, looks like focus may be off. I did not refocus. Yeah, I don't have a dark. Of course, the dark I'm using right now is a 6-second dark, and I'm at 30-second exposure, so I don't know how effective the dark is anyway. Let me zoom in some more. And there's the center. Make sure I'm still well inside, inside the opening of the shutter. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the cloud right below the bright star is starting to glow, I guess, from the reflected starlight. Talking about This area right up in here is glowing a lot more. Let's stop and let's see what happens when I go to DB3. Digital binning. Oh, I gotta stop the averaging. Stop the averaging. Yeah, okay. Now I can go to 3. I don't think I'm going to need 30 seconds. So let's go to 20 seconds. I'm going to loop 20 seconds at DB3. DB3. Oh, how? No, wait a minute. Wait. Something's wrong. Hold it. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? DB3. Default histogram. 20 to 150. Okay, twist, and then what again is exposure to DB3. I don't have a dark applied. Let me see if I have any darks that would even. Digital binning 3. Hi, Ola. Welcome. Nope, I don't have a dark. So I'll have to live without a dark. But I can average stack a few. See what happens at DB3. Oh, I forgot to take. I forgot to take an image before I changed to DB3. Well, Rusty was on earlier. I was on last night with Rusty. The weather's been really the pits, though. I was on a week ago, Thursday a week ago, and then it rained every day since. Oh, Pink Floyd. Okay. Okay. Didn't like that. Jeff, I'm going back to DB2. Digital binning. I think that happened the last time I tried digital binning. I forgot to grab an image with DB2. Let me go back to DB2. So DB2, and let me go to the dark. Import a dark. Eight seconds. Yeah, I'll take an 8-second dark. Import an 8-second dark and enable it. So I have a dark in there now. And I'm going to now go to 30 seconds where I was before. Exposure time 30. Loop. 30 seconds. Histogram is where? 20 to 150. Everything else is the same. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, this is the Iris Nebula. Oh. Lately, every time I tried digital binning 3, it happened. It's crazy. All right. Now I gotta raise the black point maybe to 40. Okay, black is 40. So histogram is now 40 to 150. Okay. Wait, this is, are we in the Orion sky glow? We're using the Orion right now, right? Let me see. Yeah, we're using the Orion filter now. Too many things to keep tabs on. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta enable averaging. I didn't click that. Okay. So now I'm averaging. The weather for the most part has been pretty terrible here in the South Louisiana. Yeah, there's a bluish patch. There's a bluish patch in here. And then this has a little bit of a reddish glow in it up in there. Is that what you're talking about, David? Top part bluish. Yeah. Yes, definitely red's on the top. Well, I gotta capture an image of this before I forget, like I did last time. So let's hit me a snapshot. Snap. 10 is with the Orion Sky Glow. All of what we did earlier is we started off the evening with the dumbbell with no filter. And then I added my 35-year-old Daystar 300 filter. Moved on to a Lumicon Deep Sky filter. The one that everybody really liked was the Orion Sky Glow filter. And then we ended the dumbbell with the Botter L booster filter. Then we went to the Helix. That's again with the Botter filter. Then back to the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. Then we moved over to the Iris with the Lumicon filter. And this is going to be it for tonight, folks. This is the Orion Sky Glow imaging filter. But I just really wanted to do a test of different filters with the same target so people could get a feel of what different filters do. I know Rock doesn't like filters, he doesn't use filters, but they do have a use. So I have 2 videos of about an hour each that I'll be posting on YouTube, and I'll provide the links, and I'll also post some of the images to the group. So thank you all for coming by. Y'all have a good evening, and who knows, if it's clear, maybe I'll try something different tomorrow night. Y'all have a good evening. Good night for now.